Chapter 88. Elephant in the Room. Hyunaki couldn't take Huan Chal's ridicule any longer, so he left Huan's office without a word. Meanwhile, during Reeler's shopping for her baby's things with Rosemary, Riel casually stated, "I learned you became our neighbor. Did you buy that house with your income?" Rosemary was surprised but replied, "My husband bought that. I never expected he would buy it for us because it was expensive, and in a classy subdivision. I told him I would want to live there and never thought he would do it." "How did you meet Taeyeon? How did he know you moved into our subdivision?" asked Riel outrightly. Rosemary was puzzled by Reeler's question, wondering how she came to know. Still, she replied, "Mr. Han was biking when he passed by us, and he saw me carrying this box loaded with heavy kitchen materials, so he approached me to help." Riel looked at her and smiled innocently. When Rosemary showed her the baby items and the baby clothes she picked for her, she felt uncomfortable with what Rosemary chose. Riel could not keep her patience on hold. Her mood suddenly changed, so she outrightly asked, "What are these? Are these the kind of things are you choosing for my baby? You think I would let my baby use and wear cheap things?" Hi, Rosemary was shocked. "Don't you have anything else you could choose for me? Something bright and expensive? My child is not an ordinary baby. In fact, my soon-to-be baby's uncle and dad own this place, so can't you give me things far from the average?" "I'm sorry, ma'am, I got lost in my thoughts. Yes, there are expensive and beautiful ones, and I could get them for you. Please forgive me." Having heard of Reeler's dissatisfaction, the store clerks quickly assisted them. They gave a disapproving look at Rosemary's choices. A clerk intervened. "Ma'am, we have other things that we would like to show you." She nodded at Rosemary and showed Riel to the other section. Riel thought, if only she knew. I could not stand her. Moreover, about her affair with my husband. Ooh, it was so hard to pretend, and I might lose my mind. Reeler's brows furrowed, showing a look of exasperation. As Rosemary was getting away from the baby section, feeling humiliated and hurt, Riel excused herself from the store clerk and walked briskly towards Rosemary. "Wait for a second, Rosie," Riel called out on her, and Rosemary halted, expecting Riel would apologize. "I'm sorry, I lost control of my mood swings. Anyway, I am considering those that you chose. My husband might be annoyed once he learned of my short bad temper. You won't tell him about what transpired, would you?" Riel pretended to be apologetic, to see what the outcome would be like. No. Why would I do that, ma'am? I have no right to complain, especially to our chief executive. I couldn't come close to him either," Rosemary lied. "Well, you could go back to your post now. Let these helpful store clerks help me. They were up to date with these things, since it was their line of work." "Thank you, then. Tell him we're okay if you ever meet my husband." "All right." Riel smiled but concealed a sly grin when she turned her back. "Humph? That's what you think?" Rosemary gave a wry smile secretly. Rosemary quickly ran back to her office when she saw Hyunaki approaching. She pretended to be in tears, and Hyunaki ran to her worriedly. Why are you in tears? What happened?" asked Hyunaki. "That wife of yours acted prima donna, insulted me in front of the sales clerks. How would they respect me after the insults your wife hurled at me? I felt so ashamed and belittled." Rosemary cried. Hyunaki's face darkened, and with a closed fist, he remarked, "I'll take care of her." "I'm sorry, baby. Huan Chul should not have let you go with her for those stupid baby clothes." He soothed her by embracing Rosemary. And Rosemary felt satisfied, realizing Hyunaki cared for her more than his wife. At last, "I know now that I have an edge more than you have," Rosemary thought. Hyunaki went down immediately to the second level in search of Reeler, and spotted her, who was delighted with her shopping. Upon seeing Hyunaki coming to her, she pretended to be happy. She met him affectionately, so Hyunaki wrapped her in his arms and looked over what Riel had bought. Riel advised the store clerks, "Please put them all in boxes, because I have a man who would want to carry them all." Hyunaki looked around, thinking Junie was there, but Riel touched his arm and said, "Go on, my dear husband. You can carry all these in one scoop." They were lighter than carrying a big box loaded with heavy household things. Hyunaki was puzzled, wondering where Riel got that idea. While they were in the van, Riel was silent. Hyunaki tried to sense Reeler's mood with a croaky tone. How's your day, sweetheart? Were you happy with those baby things?" Riel gave an unemotional gaze, then pursed her lips. "I was thinking of helping out tomorrow, in decorating our child's room. since tomorrow is Saturday, offered Hyun-ki. Don't you have any important matters to attend to in your office or at K-Mall? Hyun-ki embraced Riel, and then he pinched Wheeler's chin. You're having your mood swings again. I sometimes don't get you, baby. You were in a good mood a while ago, and then in another mood, like a touch me not mood, like how you treated my purchase supervisor and belittled her in front of those clerks. Hyun-ki released his embrace as he said in a sulking mode. Riel was not surprised, mumbling, I said so. Really? I did that to her, and if I did, because of my mood swings, but not in front of the clerks. Why did she lie? Was it because you're close to her, asking for sympathy? And I wondered why you called me baby rather than babe. That's not the endearment you're using for me, becoming forgetful now. Hyun-ki flinched, played dumb, and remarked, I said babe, not baby. And I am not close to her. Why are you saying this? Just tell me if you don't like being with me, then I'll give you that space. Then go. Just do it. Anyway, I am used to having you not around. Every time I woke up in the morning, you were on your bike. How lucky that bike was always caressed and ridden. And then, when it comes to riding with you, it seemed you don't like riding with me, and you would rather have Junie come back for me. And at night, you always come home late. How lucky were those documents being looked into and caressed with your gentle hands. I seldom have dinner with you. Wheeler's words were ironic, wanting to put some sense into him. Then Riel stared at Hyun-ki straight in the eyes and said severely, the restaurants were so happy for spending your money on their food. Hyun-ki couldn't speak. His mouth was open, but no words seemed to get out of it. Then Riel added, once the baby is out, you're already used to not having me around you, so it's okay. Go on, spend time in the office. That makes you happy, right? Have a romance with your papers and bike, but see to it that you would never have regrets. Junie, hearing Wheeler's words, gives him the jitters. Junie could feel Wheeler's bitter resentment and thought, I don't know if the boss understood what the missus said. Once home, Hyun-ki offered his hand to assist Riel in getting off the Maybach van, but she would instead hold the van's handlebars and walk straight with her chin up. Hyun-ki felt slighted and banked the vehicle, and he asked for the Lexus car key and drove off. Instead of soothing her, Riel stood still after hearing the sedan's engine, and the vehicle sped off. Feeling hurt and resentful, she went straight to her bedroom, sat on the lazy boy towards the balcony, and caressed her baby bump, tears streaming down her cheeks. She thought, I never thought this pregnancy would make me so alone and gloomy. She caressed her belly and spoke to her baby in her womb. Don't feel sad, my baby. We have to get used to it, because from this moment on, I think that your mommy lost the battle, and it's just the two of us left, to love and care for each other. We must stay vital, to have a happy life together without your daddy. She reclined the chair and turned on the comfort massage until she fell asleep. Noemi entered the bedroom to have Riel take her lunch, and she found her asleep on the lazy boy. Noemi could not help but sympathize with her. Then she left Riel, not wanting to disturb her sleep. As Noemi joined the other staff, she could not help her tears and express her feelings. Such a lonely world for the missus. It would only be the baby who could fill her with joy and happiness, and the rest of the staff nodded agreeably. The ringing of her mobile awakened Riel, and Akio was at the end of the line. Hello, hot mama. How are you? You were absent today. Is something wrong? Akio curiously asked. I'm okay. Where are you? Riel replied. I was here at the bank. I was hoping to have lunch with you. Well, you can't join me here at home. I haven't had my lunch yet, so join me, and Hyun-ki is there with you. Nope, he's at work. Could you join me? It's so sad to be eating alone, you know, Riel sadly said. Would that be alright? I mean, well, you know, Hyun-ki might misinterpret it. Come on. Don't be such cowardly. Friends do visit. Why couldn't you? After a while, Akio arrived with some fruits, which he knew Riel would love eating. While they were eating, Akio was curious, then asked, I was wondering why you didn't come to work today. Your office mates told me you still needed to submit a maternity leave. When will you take your leave then? Riel, soon. I'm still strong and able, you know. Riel paused for a while then continued. I bought some baby things for my baby, and tomorrow, I will decorate his room. How? Is Hyun-ki helping out? And why do you say? His room? Is it a boy? Riel fidgeted and hushed Akio. Hyun-ki and Riel were starting to have their rows now that Riel held proof of Hyun-ki's infidelity. Will Riel fight for her man?